So one of the terms that Karen and I were struggling with earlier, nada de turbe, and what the Latin means. And there's several different ways of interpreting. So one of them was, whoever has God lacks nothing. And then by Father David Nix, he writes, let nothing disturb you. So there is a Spanish prayer by Saint Teresa de Avila, and I'm going to read this prayer for now. And then at the very end, as our final meditation, we're going to listen to the Taze hymn that represents this prayer. So let nothing disturb you. Let nothing disturb you, nothing shake you. Everything passes. God does not change. Patience obtains everything. Whoever has God lacks nothing. Only God suffices. Elevate your thoughts to the heavens above. Let nothing disturb you. Nothing disturb you. Follow Jesus Christ with a big heart, and come what may, let nothing disturb you. Do you see the glory of the world? It's vain glory. Nothing is stable. Everything passes. Aspire unto the heavens, which last forever. Faith and rich in promises. God never changes. Love that which merits an immense goodness, but there is no pure love without patience. Confidence and a living faith maintain the soul. He who believes and hopes obtain everything. Even it seems you're besieged by hell, he who has God will mock its fury. Let it all come. Then desertions, crosses, disgraces. If God is your treasure, you'll lack nothing. Begone then, goods of the world, and vain sayings. Even if everything is lost, God alone suffices. Written by Saint Teresa of Avila. So today's theme, hope against hope, sounds like a double negative. Therefore, I believe we should rephrase the theme to how can you intentionally create space in your life for God to create and maintain hope. Oops, just a second. We proclaim Jesus Christ and promote communities of joy, hope, love, and peace. Jesus asks us to follow him. This terrifies us as it's more than proclaiming Jesus Christ. Christ asks us to give up our comfortable life and devote our lives to sharing the message of God. The phrase hope against hope can also help us focus on signposts for our own journey as a disciple against Jesus Christ. I love the sermon helps that are provided weekly by Community of Christ worship resources. This week it states, while we're not on the same kind of journey, we're walking as he did on this earth that was created as a blessing to all creatures. While we do so, we need to actively participate in helping to protect, preserve, and restore this wonderful planet to be what God created it to be. In doing so, we will be peacemakers. These helps provide me with a starting point in both the development of a worship service and in bringing today's message. Sermon helps often provide 4 questions to help us through the understanding of today's theme. And as Karen helped us through them this morning in Breakfast Club. One of the first questions starts, think of a time when you clung to hope when all seemed hopeless. How did your faith in God help you through that time? Seems counterintuitive to ask the question, how did your faith in God help you through a time of hopelessness or hard times? This question implies you have a faith. Where did this faith come from? How was the faith developed? How do I use this faith to escape from hopelessness? This relates to the question asked for today's sub-theme. How can you intentionally create space in your life for God? As a teenager, My faith was built by attending worship service with the family, weekly Saturday night and Sunday weekly Saturday night youth services with the guitars and drums, participating in the lectionary, reading out loud the readings of the day, assisting with communion, and our priest was more liberal and welcomed assistance during communion. Exploration of my faith continued with an invitation to join a weekend retreat for teen youth and young adults called CORE. It's similar to our senior high, junior high retreats. Not hopeless, but entering university, living in a dorm. Was my faith strong enough living on my own? Would I reach out to find a faith community? I could have slept in on Sunday. No parents urging us to attend services. However, Sunday services were available on campus. And again, I reached out to find a core group to share my faith journey. A time of hopelessness. My dad died a month after graduation due to traumatic events. After the death of my father, I was thankful that I had kept my faith in God. It was my church community that reached out and again got me involved with the core youth group so we could create a safe place to allow all of us to explore our faith through relationships. As one of the young adults in a leadership role, I was asked to share my stories of my faith journey. It wasn't much, but it was there. I stayed home with my mom and my sister for several months before the move to Toronto to find a job. Church was not a priority during this time till my friend and I found out that the priest who had led the above-mentioned core group in Barrie had moved to Toronto. It was important that there was this connection, someone safe and someplace safe. A couple of years later, I was thrilled to be engaged to Colin. For Colin and I to be married in the Catholic Church, he had to commit to raising our children in the Catholic faith. My three were raised in the Catholic school system. I followed in faith. But to be a disciple of Jesus, one must continue to do more than have faith and follow. So Mel Walker I found a blog on Christianity.com, wrote the theme, "What does it mean to be a disciple of Christ?" They provided an outline to consider. 1. Christ's disciples learn from him by listening carefully to his teaching. 2. Christ's disciples learn from him by willingly doing what he said. 3. Christ's disciples stay close to him by personally spending time in his word. And 4. Christ's disciples stay close to him by making prayer a top priority. So within my journey, one turning point was listening carefully to his teaching. In my early work years, my work environment included many people from a variety of walks of life with the Toronto Symphony. I met politicians, opera singers, conductors, musicians, and various other creative, artsy people. I worked for 2 years and enjoyed all the benefits provided. However, I started to feel uncomfortable. I was working for a wealthy community. My mom even asked when would I stop being a snob. I was taking on the airs of those around me. Sometimes not a bad thing. But if I was to carefully listen to God's teachings, I needed to do more. I was given an opportunity to interview for a legal clinic. Never heard of Legal Aid Ontario. I had no clue what poverty was until I walked through the door to start this new job. For many in poverty, they could not attend a high-priced lawyer. Our office represented the hopelessness of their lives, as it included the smell of urine in the doorways, the mold and fleas in the carpets, and secondhand equipment, all hoping we could provide a miracle through legal assistance. This continued my journey of justice and giving back to the community for the next 33 years. It was my introduction to Community of Christ that provided me with the opportunity to spend time in His Word. I'd never heard of Bible scripture classes or adult classes. These were brand new. Classes were only left for the kids during youth classes. The Introduction to the Scriptures course was an eye-opener. It opened a new world of study and looking at the Bible in a different format. We must continue these opportunities and also continue our journey of education. I urge everyone to review the new courses being presented by our Center for Innovation and Mission. I found this one in the email sent this past Thursday by Kennedy's Mission. Many of the courses are only $25. Mel Walker's final comment: Christ's disciples stay close to him by making prayer a top priority, is a core component of our own mission initiatives and values. In past Breakfast Club conversations, we've discussed this idea of making prayer a priority. While commuting, my car was my safe place. Prayers were often short and to the point. When the family goes on vacation, the kiss to start the journey and the prayer for a safe journey. My prayer journey continues to grow, learning what it means to provide calls to worship, invocations, benedictions, prayers for funerals and weddings. Also, as today, our testimonies are a form of prayer. Jesus does not ask all of us to be apostles or leaders of the church. He asks us to believe, follow, and share his teachings and create a better, peaceful, and loving world. This is hope. As Jack mentioned this morning in the Breakfast Club, we need to take this hope and to act upon it. To act, let's follow our faith statement as it's found on the front page of the Community of Christ website. Quote, "In Community of Christ, we warmly embrace one another as family, even if we have never met. With 250,000 members in more than 60 nations, we celebrate our diversity and nurture welcoming, inclusive communities. We seek genuine, vulnerable connections with one another and God. We believe all are called to make a positive difference in our world. We develop and equip people of all ages to generally share the peace of Jesus Christ and to courageously pursue justice. We offer a community where you can belong, be valued and loved, deepen your spirituality, and discover a purpose that can change lives and communities. To me, this is hope, nada de turbe." So thank you for sharing this time of prayer and hope with you.